World Conspiracy. NIKOLA NIKOLOV. What the historians they don't tell you I dedicate, to my family, who morally supported my exile. To my suffering homeland, as well as to all suppressed in the world. To the United States, which gave me freedom. To the American people who accepted me as theirs equal. Wisdom. Few grow flowers, many who want to tear 'em off when they start to bloom. People speak different languages while their hearts and feelings are the same. The power of a ruler is created by his people, no ruler can rise above high from his people. There are many games in life where the gambler, though sure there are none chances, keep playing. The truth is perfect, it has no two faces. Metals are purified with acids and fire, the man, through adventures and trials. Half of what I write is maybe pointless for you, but I say it so that the other can half to reach you. To trust a banker to give you a loan to you help is like believing the winter that awaits with joy of spring. A great singer is one who can express ours silence. How would he sing with his mouth full? How would he raised his hand full of gold for blessing? You can't eat more than your appetite allows you. The other half of the bread belongs to another. The road to truth is the shortest, though it seems long. It takes a long time to find out, but much less to pass. In a forest every tree is a lord over the soil, see which stands. Everyone is in a free country master in his own home. One country boasts of its good ways, other, with its good laws, third, with his good people. One a good state owns all three. If all people in the world perceive the same ideology, this ideology will inevitably disappear because there will be nothing to argue about, people will get up indifferent. He who creates a post is greater than who occupies it. Hence the subjects of one state are more important than their ruler, because it is they have created it. Some nations are called civilized because they are armed and capable of producing more weapons, others because they are unarmed and safe. In a government imposed by politics, always will be a servant of politicians. Sad reality, while many today you are carefully and gently helped to get on the saddle, tomorrow the saddle is placed on your shoulders. Money is a means of livelihood that should not be means of money. Happy is he who wins them and gets them enjoys, unhappy is he who counts every penny. Like tools, not all people are tuned equally, but as in an orchestra, they can tune in with others. World Conspiracy. NIKOLA NIKOLOV. Introduction. It is easy to live on this big island, the earth, but the water that surrounds it is raging and boils. Anonymous author. Some see life in pink. George Sand. Others in black. Balzac. Others are as they really are. The author. The most desired thing is happiness. Everyone strives for it and seeks it in its various forms. Since it is the most valuable and sought-after thing, why are there so many unhappy people on earth? Almost everyone talks about peace and sincerely wants it. Why then do states fight and man for man is a beast? What is this great force that forces us to strive for something that is disgusting to us and acts against our interests? Isn't this some invisible force that controls the whole world? What is the reason for all these unheard and unseen atrocities and means of mass destruction of humanity, such as poison gas, napalm, atomic bombs and others? Isn't this another invisible and well-disguised power that even the Bible itself predicts? The question of who rules the world we live in has interested me since I was a teenager. I really needed to get to the truth. Truth is like the stars that appear only in the impenetrable night. She, like all beautiful things in the world, does not reveal her desires except to the one who first feels the effects of the lie. I read a lot of material from a variety of sources. I encountered many difficulties as I sifted the truth from the great ballast of literature. I found that 99% of the available literature is controlled and written by a very well disguised behind-the-scenes force. Most of the historical data is distorted and does not meet the definition of history, true and accurate knowledge of the past. Each nation writes its own history and adorns it in a variety of ways with the sole intention of presenting itself better to the world. The great French poet and statesman Lamartine in his 1849 newspaper advisor to the people. He insisted that history be rewritten, this time quite deliberately. My aim is to summarize and explain most of the issues that directly or indirectly affect man and society. My desire is to help with a little more information of this society in which I live, in order to preserve it and eventually get rid of its enemies. There is much speculation about the words freedom, equality and brotherhood, which have not been applied anywhere in their true sense so far. Wars since the world began, and no one can explain the true causes, which is why scientists put them in the category of unexplained things. In fact, you too will be convinced that wars that are nothing more than legalized mass murder are deliberate and organized by a special group of people. The capital, headed by the Rothschild and Rockefeller families, rules the world. Crowned heads, presidents and rulers have been and are now their faithful servants. They form the so-called world government, the invisible hand. It will not allow peace to be established in a world that is against their interests. What is the structure of world governance, what it is and why it interferes with world peace, you will read in the following chapters of this book. The First World War brought these families $100 billion, and the wealth of the Royal Romanov family invested in their banks brought them $50 billion. And immediately after the First World War, the Second was already planned. Many foresighted public figures such as Clemenceau and Morgenthau foresaw the European catastrophe. The same forces that planned the Second World War and drew up a plan for the U.S. Civil War. Just started in 1861, British, French, Spanish, Belgian and Austrian troops were already in Mexico, sent by these same secret forces ready to take advantage of the Civil War. Many people do not understand what is happening. However, some more insightful people have stated that they have fallen victim to one of the most disgusting games ever in history. Wars and clashes have existed forever since the creation of the world. But they were something like a temporary interruption of the long process of human existence, for unification and a better life. From primitive man to the present day, human history is a common adventure of millions of people. At its core has always been the question of subsistence, hunting, domestication of animals, tilling the land, exchanging metals and finally what we do today. Another important aspect of human development is the development of means of communication, spoken language, alphabet, reading and writing. Philosophy, religion, poetry, music, art are developing. Villages grow into cities. State structures are being formed. Empires help to unite the civilizations of different peoples and the lives of the conquerors, as well as those of the conquered, are radically changing. All races, white, yellow and black, all young and old, living under different forms of government, contribute to this stage of human development that we are in today. Every country and civilian for centuries